I'm Emma, and this is the Alpha Sessions, and I'm here with O&O. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, thank you for having us.
So, how did it all start? How did you guys meet?
We met at university in Liverpool. We went to the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts, and that was 7 years ago.
That we started.
Yeah.
We met in 2011. Yeah.
So, at what point did you kind of go, I know, let's form a duo and make some awesome music?
It was kind of in phases for us. When we first met, I was going to ask Obadiah to accompany me on guitar on some original songs that I wrote. And then we met up and we sat in a rehearsal room and I played him my songs, and then we kind of formed this musical
I
relationship.
became her guitarist.
Yes, he became my guitarist, first of all. And then at the end of our second year of uni, we went to work on cruise ships as a duo. And that was the first time that we actually played together, both singing and singing in harmony. And people just reacted really positively to both of us together. And then we had the idea, like, hey, we could be a duo. It's my work.
And you've got a debut single out now.
That's right.
We do. It came out in June.
What's it called?
Traveling.
And is it about traveling by any chance?
Well, it could, yes, definitely. We've done our fair share of traveling on cruise ships and otherwise, and that's kind of autobiographical, telling a little bit of that story.
Talk us through like the writing process of the song. How does it work? Who writes what?
Good idea.
It's a bit different every time.
Okay.
But I suppose most of the time, Obadiah will have some chords that he's just kind of
Yeah, or kind of
around.
a fragment idea of a song, and then we'll work it out together. Some of the songs we just sit down and it's just kind of like we just start coming up with ideas together and bounce them off each other, and then that kind of forms into something resembling a song.
Is it a conscious thing? Like, do you guys both sit down together and go, I know, let's write a song this morning? Or is it more kind of you've got a riff in your head and you kind of work backwards?
Yeah.
Definitely works both ways.
Yeah, both ways. Because sometimes you just have to force yourself in a sense, because life is so crazy and time is so, we don't have a lot of it. So you just have to say, okay, on Monday at 10 a.m., we're going to sit down and write a song.
And that works?
It does work, but it usually, because we'll kind of how do you say, we'll have these ideas in our heads, or when you're taking a shower and suddenly the melody comes to you, and then you're just like, okay, I'm going to remember that for Monday, so that when we sit down, I'm going to have something to bring to the table. It's very hard, I guess, to sit down and just from nowhere to kind of come up with something. But if you already have a little riff or even just an idea for a lyric or something, then that's, you can start from there.
So where do you guys get the inspiration for all of that stuff from?
Life. No, I mean, we're both big music fans. We listen to a lot of different kinds of music. And so, we just, some of the songs, actually, our debut single started, we wanted to record an EP. We decided, okay, we're going to be a duo, and we're just going to see what that means, what that sounds like. So we sat down, we were at my family's house in Colorado in the U.S., where I'm from. And we just decided, okay, we're going to write 5 songs. And so a lot of those songs kind of did come out of nowhere, really. We just kind of sat down. We were like, okay, we've got this amount of time to do that, and then we're going to record it. So we just have to write the songs. And then we just kind of be messing around. And I'd maybe hit a chord, and she'd be like, oh, what was that? Do that again. And
that one. Or don't do that one again. I don't like that one.
No, don't play that chord. Yeah.
And in terms of if we were to log into your playlists, what would we find on there? Because I heard a rumor that someone's a massive Beatles fan.
Oh, yeah.
That is not a rumor.
It's a well-known fact about this guy here.
That's actually an understatement.
Really, yeah.
But yes, I grew up listening to the Beatles pretty much exclusively from the age of about 5 to 11.
Yeah.
Couldn't get enough, still can't.
So you're clearly going to put my Beatles knowledge to shame, I reckon.
Yes.
Probably. I'm sorry.
Probably. Sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, so then I kind of ventured from the Beatles into more 60s, 70s music. My parents played a lot of 70s songwriters, James Taylor, Carole King, that kind of stuff. So
yeah. You definitely find things like Fleetwood Mac on our playlists.
Yes.
James Taylor, definitely. But if we're talking about more recent, current artists, and we really like Kimbra, for example.
We just saw her in Islington Assembly Hall.
Yeah. And Janelle Monáe is another favorite.
Yeah,
singer.
all over the shop.
So yeah.
And then of course we love a lot of the stuff coming out of Nashville
Yeah.
these days. Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
is
Striking
awesome.
Matches.
Striking Matches, the
Yeah.
duo.
Would you say you take a lot of inspiration from that, or?
Yeah, definitely. I
definitely.
think Chris Stapleton's like first album is extremely inspiring
Yeah.
because there's something so different about it to what's happening now in Nashville. Just the sound of it is just a bit more raw and kind of reminiscent of classic country,
Yeah.
which is what we love because we're really like influenced by, you know, the Everly Brothers and things like that. We're like from the 50s, you know, but
Yeah.
here we are in 2017 and you're kind of like, okay, how do I bring this influence into my music now?
I do hear quite a bit of a Fleetwood Mac a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
good,
that's good.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
We're
good,
big
good.
fans of
Yeah.
them. So.
Very big fans.
Well, I told you I was coming over sometime in mid-October, and I'm trying to pull myself together. Oh, honey, you must understand that I can't do everything that you think I can. You can turn me around, put me on the next flight out of town. It's got me wondering, why does it have to be so hard? Why can't it be a little bit easy? Spending our time standing in line. All of this waiting is making me crazy. Give me a break for my own sake. I just wanna see my baby. My baby. Baby. Well, you know I can't take one more night lying alone without you by my side. So come over, they can't keep us apart forever. Oh, honey, tell me what's your plan. I will try to help you if I can. If they don't let you stay, we're moving away. Goodbye, USA. And I'm saying, why does it have to be so hard? Why can't it be a little bit easy? Spending our time standing in line. All of this waiting is making me crazy. Give me a break for my own sake. I just wanna see my baby. My baby. Oh, honey, I can hardly stand the thought of never seeing you again. Hold on one more day and I'll be on my way. Why does it have to be so hard? Why can't it be a little bit easy? Spending our time standing in line. All of this waiting is making me crazy. Give me a break for my own sake. Is it too much to ask? Cut me some slack. I just wanna see my baby. My baby. Ooh, I'm coming over. Ooh, I'm coming over. Ooh, I'm coming over. Ooh, I'm coming over.
The Alpha Sessions.
You guys also do amazing songwriting workshops.
Well, we have a tutorial.
Yeah.
There you go.
We do these tutorials on our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
which is about singing in harmony and also writing songs. And we hope people find them helpful. We kind of have found a whole new audience that way online.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of people really want to learn how to sing in harmony or just
Yeah.
how to write a song, even if you're not a musician, because every person has that kind of like musicality in them. So people are
You'd be
really curious
surprised.
about it. People are really curious. And
If
it's
you
just
were to
nice,
like
yeah.
teach someone like me who has
Yeah.
never written a song in their life and probably would be absolutely hopeless, how would you attempt to do that?
To write a song?
Yeah.
Well, one thing you can do, which we say this in our tutorial as well, is say if you just want to start from lyrics,
Yeah.
for example, you just take your notebook
Okay.
and you put a timer on for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you just commit to writing whatever comes out for those 2-3 minutes without lifting the pen from the paper. So basically, it's kind of like a free association writing. So whatever comes to your head, if it's like, I just ate eggs for breakfast and now I feel really, whatever, whatever it is. But if you do that like every day, you'll start to notice kind of patterns or maybe phrases or lyrics that come out of that, and you'll also kind of tap into something a bit deeper in your being.
You're getting the
kind of
juices
thing.
flowing, right?
Yeah, you're getting the juices flowing.
And the main thing, we also say this in our tutorials, that there's kind of two minds. There's always like the editor mind and then the creative mind. And a problem for a lot of people, and for us included,
ourselves, yeah.
is that if the editor is jumping before you even have the chance to create, then you're shutting yourself down. So
a lot of people have that. I mean, certainly we'd have that as well. That it's just like this censor editor in your head that's telling you that's not a good idea. Why are you even writing that down? But you have to just write it down first, and you have to just get it out.
Yeah, at least let it
be
develop and let it Beatles reference.
But I think a lot of times we have these feelings that we carry during the day, and we're not. It's like under the surface, something's kind of unsettling, and we don't know what it is exactly. But once you start writing, it'll come out, and then you'll feel better too.
So lyrics come first.
Not always. That's just one approach.
Okay.
Like, for example, if you don't play an instrument necessarily and lyrics come to you more easily, then you could start with the lyrics. But in our new tutorial on YouTube, we explain that you can start from lyrics, you can start from rhythm, you can start from your chords, or maybe you're in the shower and you just have this like melody that you're humming. You
So
can
there's
start
not
from
a
that.
like one size fits all.
No.
Absolutely not.
Not
Okay.
at all. Yeah.
And it's different for us too every time.
Yeah.
But surely there's a format, no?
Well,
There's a format to a pop song, I suppose you could say. Like, okay, in a pop song, you'll probably have a verse,
Yeah.
a pre-chorus, maybe a chorus, and a bridge. So there is a formula in that sense, but you can always break it too. That's
Yeah,
not
controversial.
necessary. Yeah, exactly.
What was it that made you post songwriting tutorials online?
I think in this day and age of like being a musician today, you have so many platforms to share your music.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times with artists, it's all about the artist in a way. It's all like me. Like, listen to my music and like my photos and do this and this. And we're just trying to think, what is something that we can give instead of ask of people?
Or just another way to kind of interact with people. And
what is something that people like would really value and might make them connect with our music more? So that's why we started the tutorials, because we're just kind of looking to connect with an audience in a different way.
Would you ever think, like I was having this discussion the other day about when you listen to a song and then you hear about songwriting, do you feel like it almost gives away your secrets? A bit like when you watch a show and then you find out how it was made.
I don't know. I'm always really fascinated to hear how songs come about.
yeah, and it seems like it's kind of different every time,
Yeah.
So there, just because it worked one way for one person doesn't mean it's going to come out the same way for another person. It has to filter through you, and then you're going to change it. Even if you're trying to write a song like
Yeah.
Elton John or something like that,
Yeah.
it's not going to come out like Elton John because
Yeah.
it's you. It's not,
There's no like secret that you can kind of just copy someone else.
If there is, though, let us know.
Yeah,
because
do let us know.
we'll tap into that.
Yeah. But I love going to a gig and having the artist explain something about the song, how it was written, just getting that little tidbit of information. Yeah.
Would you say you have to be able to read music to write a song?
Absolutely not.
I do not read music, first of all.
There you go.
So, no, not at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Traditional kind of like music notation and that kind of thing, it can be extremely helpful, especially if you're like a session musician, that kind of thing. But
It's like knowing another language in a way.
But it can also be kind of limiting because it puts you more in kind of the box of the set rules and the historical.
Yeah. I think we're a good example of that because he's had more musical training than I did.
Formal training, yeah.
Before we went to university. So I would have these really weird chords in my songs, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'd never think to put a D and a whatever like together in a song, and then
But it worked.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
When you guys record stuff for EPs and albums or whatever, is it just the two of you, or do you guys get other musicians in to fill it out, or how does that work?
For Traveling, we worked with a session bass player and drummer.
Sweet.
Yeah. And these are amazing players who play with.
Yes, with John Oates
From
Hall
Hall &
Oates, his band.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, they're awesome. And for our new single, which is going to be coming out in 2018, plug,
We worked with a really amazing producer in Liverpool.
who's also a drummer.
Yeah, who's also a drummer, which is very handy. And he's also an amazing drummer, not just a drummer.
Right.
Yeah. His name is Alec Britz, and the studio is called Breakline Studios in Liverpool. So we worked with him, and he was basically producing it and also played the drums. And Obadiah played the bass and all the guitars and the keyboards. And I just sat there looking at them. I was like, when's my
when do I
vocal
get to
take?
sing?
Yeah, but it's really fun because we had a chance to kind of work out the parts again with the producer, because we make a demo for it, but you never know what it's going to really end up like until you're in the studio and you're like changing things last minute, changing lyrics and things.
Yeah.
So it comes out.
We were changing lyrics up until we recorded them, basically.
Yeah.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Anything I say you disagree. Wanna let it out, so take your time. Tell me, why must you take it out on me?
I'll bite my lip to show you that I'm angry, even though you know I'd rather scream. Oh, I don't know how this always gets so crazy. Maybe we're not as happy as we seem. Some days you drive me to the edge of giving up, push me away. It feels like we are burning up. All our words feed the flame.
Let it bleed, it burns like hell. So why does it seem we've reached the bitter end some days? So worn out, I'm ready to let go. You cling to your defenses desperately. I tell myself that you should be ashamed. Can't admit the blame was all on me.
I walk away 'cause there's no use replying.
I can't stand to see you lose your grace. Oh, before too long I know you'll come back crying, but never say you're sorry to my face. Some days you drive me to the edge of giving up, push me away. It feels like we are burning up. All our words feed the flames. We let it bleed, it burns like hell. So why does it seem we've reached the bitter end someday? Some days it's too late. Tonight there's not a prayer for us. Under the weight, we're bound so tight it's breaking us. I know we can make this right. So why does it seem we've reached the bitter end some days?
The Alpha Sessions.
Let's go back to travelling
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Where in the world would you say, as a duo, you would love to go that you haven't been yet to perform?
Oh, wow. We haven't been down under. Yeah, actually, I've been to Japan, but we pretty much haven't really been to Asia or Australia. And
I would love to go perform in the Philippines.
yeah,
Interesting.
Because we've met a lot of Filipino people on the ship, and they're just the most extremely nice people ever.
And they
love
love
music.
music.
Yeah, they're such huge fans, especially of like acoustic music, singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
So I think it would be amazing to perform there.
With who? I'm going to assume the Beatles.
it's becoming progressively harder and harder.
Okay, but
Not
let's
many
forget that for a minute.
Okay, in a fantasy,
It could be
fantasy
anyone
world.
in a fantasy world. Yeah, exactly.
That we would be like on tour with or something
Yeah,
like that?
or collaborate with.
Oh, God.
Wow.
It's a hypothetical question.
So,
you need
yeah,
to roll
okay,
with it.
okay,
Be creative.
Okay. So many.
I would say Lady Gaga.
Ooh,
Ooh,
unexpected.
Yeah,
Or Beyonce.
well, yeah, Beyonce, but I think our genres are maybe slightly too off from each other.
What about Beyonce and Lady Gaga?
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing.
Cool.
But actually, Lady Gaga, we're big fans of Lady Gaga's last album, which kind of went in a country direction a little
Yeah.
bit, with Mark Ronson producing, and I
Yes.
think he's an amazing producer for any style of music, really. So he would be awesome to work with.
Yeah.
T-Bone Burnett, another great producer.
But who would you
from
go on
Nashville.
tour with?
Who would we go on tour with? Yeah.
Someone current, maybe striking matches.
Doesn't
or-
have to be.
Well, it's
Yeah, it doesn't
another.
have to be.
Yeah, right. Okay, so just say the Beatles. I
Fleetwood
know you
Mac,
want.
the Beatles. Paul
Fleetwood
McCartney.
Mac are actually still touring, so
Yeah, they are.
if you're listening,
Stevie.
yeah, we're here.
So Mark Ronson and Stevie, if you're listening,
Yeah,
Right.
jump on board.
exactly. You have an opportunity here.
What is it about the producer style that makes you choose that producer that fits with
Hmm.
your record?
That's a good question. Yeah, we really like that he is very involved in the process, I think.
Yeah, we wanted that kind of input from someone because we're so used to working just the two of us that sometimes we're like, it's just the two of us. We need some third opinion. We
Yeah.
need someone from the outside. We're so in it that we're not really.
And we're
we don't-
very opinionated. So
Yeah.
we are very we have our ideas and our direction, and so
Yeah.
it's good to get somebody else's input and someone say,
I don't like that.
I don't like
Yeah.
that chord, change that chord, or guys, this lyric is really not as strong as that. And then we're
Yeah.
like, we know, but
Yeah, it's always better
it's
to have
good,
someone
yeah.
pushing you further.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And what happens if you guys don't agree?
Between us.
Yeah.
well, we're the bosses, really. So we
No, between us if we don't.
Oh,
agree.
between us.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
So what happens if you really love a melody and you really love a set of lyrics, or vice versa, and the other one doesn't like it?
I think most of the time I can convince him that I'm right. Like I'll be like, no, it shouldn't go to that chord, or it should go to this melody, or whatever. But
I mean,
I don't know.
there are compromises.
there
I
are
think,
definitely compromises, but
but
yeah.
in the end, we have to both agree that it's the best
Yeah.
decision, or I think we're pretty good at recognizing when somebody else has the better
the better idea. Yeah,
and
I
we
mean,
go with that because
yeah.
it's what makes the song the
Yeah.
best it can be. So.
So far, yeah, when it comes to songwriting, we really try to not be precious about our ideas, our own ideas, and just kind of like think about what's good in the song and not have too much ego involved. Yeah. But I think it actually helps that we are a couple, in a way, because you'd think that it would be harder with
Yeah.
egos and stuff, but I think it's actually not.
Yeah,
doesn't- yeah.
there aren't the kind of the barriers
Yeah.
maybe that.
Yeah,
you would
and we
have with
can
a
tell
stranger.
each other. We can be like, I don't think that's so good, or when it's good, we're like genuinely compliment each other and give each other the credit,
But when it's
not-
bad,
but
We can be
there's no
honest.
such thing as a bad idea.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. So, with regards to what's coming up next for you guys, is there more traveling? Is there more shows? Maybe another EP? I'm just clutching at straws here. I don't know.
Well, we are going to the States for a bit.
Yeah, for the holidays.
For the holidays, and we're going to perform a little bit in Colorado. And then we have our new single coming out in the new year. So we don't have the exact date yet, but it's going to be early in 2018. And the next single is called Some Days.
And in terms of, I guess, you guys and where we can find out more about you, where can we go? What can we do?
We are at O&O Duo.
O&O Duo.
O&O Duo.
Yeah. And if we, maybe some people might be wondering why we're called O&O, because we haven't explained this yet.
That's true.
My name is Orian.
And my name is Obadiah.
And that's it.
And those are our real names.
So just 2 O's in the world.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're all on all the social platforms and all that at O&O Duo.
Or onoduo.com.
Yeah.
There you go. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more information
Yes.
on all of those platforms.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you
for having us. Yeah, it's
And,
been great to be here.
Do 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 do. Well, it's my turn to put a record on, so I will choose another Beatles one. Here is a song from me to you. Darling, say you love me do.
As the needle slipped into the groove, I saw you standing there across the room. Yeah, you are the only boy I know
Who listens to that old time radio? We must belong to a time that's been when mini skirts and tie-dye shirts were in. 'Cause everyone else has MP3s, but we are a box of old LPs.
'Cause I love Aretha,
And I dig the Stones,
I get high,
turning like I'm Tina. I wanna be Tom Jones, because the cream of the crop were the Hollies. Jimmy made us feel stone free. I guess we should have been born in the 60s.
here's a little line I learned from Dusty. You're the only one who could ever reach me. Oh, call me Petula anytime. Give me a raindrop a dime.
God only knows I'm a believer. I'm a flower child, California dreamer. Like a bird, 8 miles higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Take us back in time to the swinging days, when go-go boots and mohair suits were all the rage. The world was spinning at a slower pace. Conversations happen face to face. 'Cause Mr. Dylan,
'Cause I got you, babe.
Paul and Art had a groovy feeling. Man, those were the days, because we didn't get a chance the first time, even though we got what's in between. I guess we should have been born in the 60s. Should have been born in the 60s. Because even after 50 years, war bleeds us of our hopes and tears. A vision of equality can still be more than fantasy. Let's make it real before we roll. Peace, love, rock and roll. I guess we should have been born in the 60s. Should have been born in the 60s. Should have been born in the 60s. Should have been born in the, should have been born in the 60s. 1, we've set out on. When we wake up together in a strange place, I'm so glad to see your face in the morning sun. So let's load up, now we've grown up. Get back on the road in a rental car to New York City, or maybe Nashville, Tennessee. Just us three, you and me and my guitar. I don't know where this leads us, but this road is big enough for two of us to share. So come along, my friend, we'll find it in the end. And we've still got some traveling to get there. We've been everywhere, but there's nowhere we belong. We're still trying to find out who we are. How about we ease up, settle